folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and welcome to the makeover edition. We're gonna go from ugly to beautiful in just a few key steps. So I think a lot of people can agree what separates the amateurs from the pros is in the detail work. There's definitely a few areas of detail work that we can be improving on in our home that you might not really notice on the day-to-day. But let's take a look at how much of a difference finished trim work makes. So we're gonna go all the way back to flooring. So remember, gosh, this was even 2 years ago when Bryan was putting down the flooring for the kitchen and then the hardwood flooring. And then the transition, we did that nice little tiling with the round stones, but then, ooh, look at that ugly gap. There's, that's just been existing for the past year and a half. Those are the kind of things that really finish and polish the look of the home to make it really stand, make it feel like it's complete and not just still in the process of being built. Speaking about the stairwell, I know we thought we were past the stairwell, we're all done. Well, there was one detail left, and that was the detail of the leather trim. So I want to take you in real close to see how that has really transformed the look of the stairwell. And then going up above, up on the loft, there's one more transition area. If you can see along the beam, there is that subfloor, that lighter color pine subfloor that's been just up there existing for the last 2 years. Sort of like an unprofessional, unfinished look and a home that's really beautiful. For the longest time, Bryan had been wanting to use 2-inch angle iron to do the piece along the beam up in the loft. But that's really expensive, and so we came up with a workaround, and I can't wait to share with you guys what that looks like.
So what I've decided to do is I'm going to trim this section here just a little bit. I've got a diamond blade for the grinder. I'd like to butt this up as close to this edge as I can. I'm going to throw some grout in underneath, but then that'll so there's not as much of a gap. I can cut maybe 1/8 of an inch or 3/16 off here. And then this will butt up a little bit more against there. I think that'll look nicer.
So a couple more areas are going to get extra trim. So you can see above me here up on the beam I'm going to paint that piece of wood right there black to kind of give the appearance of the metal trim that we did on the floor. Also putting one corner piece on over the edge. So I'm going to paint these black as well. So yeah, definitely the beam up there has had that subfloor, and then the flooring on top of it. It's just not been a really great look and needs to have that finished look. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the wood and then get the corner pieces right here painted, and then Bryan can install them and we'll have a finished look.
All right, paint's dry on the wood, so I'm gonna carry these up to the loft and lay down a couple to see how it looks. I'm gonna wait for Bryan to drill into the floor because I think he wants to do that. That's gonna look pretty good. I can see a few places where the foam needs to be trimmed out, but I think it's gonna have a really nice final look. I'll get a close-up after we get it all installed.
All right, anybody want to know what's in the box? Could be a baseball bat. What else could be in the box? Something really cool. More staircase parts. There we go, look at that. And you're probably wondering, what are you going to do with the leather? Besides make a few wallets, maybe.
So these are the tacks that Bryan got. They're called cut tacks. And if you look at them close up, they're less than an inch tall, and they're black, and they just are kind of cut haphazardly, like a little, to give it like a rustic effect. So anyway, let's add a few more of these. But since these tacks are so small, it's good to have a pair of pliers to hold them in place. So when you're hammering them in, you're not going to get your fingers. So look at the detail of the leather now. I've got some better lighting. So what I'm going to do is add a few more tacks for detail work. I'm not going to load it up with tacks, but just maybe just a few. And if we want to add more later, we can. But I think it blends in really nice. And it definitely has that effect of covering up the cracks. And just look at the difference that the leather has made on the stairwell. Of course, this is a detail that you're going to notice when you're up close, staring right at it. Low lighting.
So it'd be like that.
So what a difference a detail makes. And when you have all the detail pieces added together, I think it's what makes the difference between a home and a show home. When you start to really add up how the details connect to each other. I like how the coloring of the leather just slightly offsets the lighter color on the logs here, but pretty much blends in with the stain, the cherry stain. And the little black nail heads kind of continuing the black theme, like the spindles and the posts. So when you add all those detail pieces together, I think that's what really carries the theme, makes that design of a home really stand out. So it's exciting to get to this point where you're getting into the detail work. Obviously, we have more detail work to go, including doing the window trim, because that's a huge one. That's a big detail that we have yet to get to. But we have a long winter ahead, so we're going to have a lot more projects coming up. But thought you guys would enjoy some of the finer details and how we were able to kind of pull that off in a few different steps to tie together the look. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming along, and we'll keep you posted with more updates on our next project. Take care. Bye-bye.